Hello, friends. I am officially back in LA after our wedding and a month-long trip to Europe. So good. And today I want to talk about the direct correlation between your living space and clutter and the limiting thoughts happening in your brain that are ultimately affecting all areas of your life. Now, I have a couple of other videos on this same topic, so if you want to check those out, feel free to do so. And just a quick reminder that my Decluttering and Mindset Bootcamp starts November 1st. I will go ahead and put the registration link down below. You do not want to miss this. If you are somebody who overthinks constantly and you struggle to make decisions in your life, you second guess yourself like crazy, you feel overwhelmed or anxious a lot of the time, and you struggle to take action toward your goals, this bootcamp, you guys, is the fastest and easiest way for you to initiate real change in your life. So again, I will go ahead and put that link down below. Okay, so how is your living space a direct reflection of what's happening in your brain? Great question. Your internal fear, doubt, and worry, the same fear, doubt, and worry that's holding you back from bigger and better results in your career and money, relationships, etc., is showcasing itself through your physical belongings. So let me break this down for you. The reasons you're hanging on to old belongings that don't serve you any longer are the same exact reasons you feel stuck out in your life. So for example, I don't like this sweater, but I feel bad getting rid of it because my mom gave it to me for my birthday. Notice the people pleasing, okay? I don't love the clothes in my closet, but I'm afraid I can't afford to buy new clothes in the near future. Notice the scarcity and lack mindset. I don't use this DVD player anymore, but I've had it for so long. I used to use it as a kid all of the time. Notice the attachment and fear of letting go of the past. Notice how much meaning and story we give to everything. These are the same exact stories, you guys, that are weighing you down, holding you back, and keeping you from growing beyond them. This is why the home and mind connection is so important, because your living space is a gold mine, I've said this before, of information when it comes to what limiting thoughts are happening in your brain that are ultimately affecting other areas of your life. If you're hanging on to things because you care what people will think, if you get rid of it, that is 100% showing up in your life, maybe in your career or your relationships. If you're afraid to let go of clothes that you don't like because you're scared you can't replace them, those money fears are the same money fears you're leading with out in the world. Make sense? Every belonging you currently own is because of a thought in your brain and the meaning you give it. Every single decision you make in your home or don't make is because of a thought in your mind. A thought fueled by inspiration, joy, and love, or a thought fueled by worry, doubt, and limitations. So again, for example, if you've outgrown your current living space, but you're still hanging on to all of your old stuff, that's something to look at. If you want to attract a new relationship, but you're still hanging on to all of your ex's stuff in your garage, that's something to look at. If you want to let go of your past trauma or drama, but you're still hanging on to your old journals that hold all of those old sad stories, that's something to look at. And I use these examples because they're some of the exact examples that my clients faced. The truth is, you can work through your past for 1, 5, 10 years, but if you're hanging on to the stuff that represents it, no amount of self-help or talk therapy will help. The nitty-gritty of transformation is in letting go, mentally, emotionally, and physically. It's the grief and clean pain you feel of actually moving on from the thought of it, from the look of it, from the energy of it. This is the part that most people try to skip over because of the discomfort you feel. They'll try to talk about their past to death, but really they're just keeping it alive. They try to add more and more things into their life and consume more information, but this just creates more clutter and distractions. Or they try to think their way to new outcomes, but this just creates more overwhelm and confusion. None of this will work. And I say that with so much love, you guys. The one and only step that creates real change is purging. You must fully let go of who you were in order to become who you want to be. Because whether you consciously realize it or not, every single item that you keep in your home that you don't like the reason for keeping, we call these crap decisions. Every crap decision is taking up space in your mind, body, and soul, essentially preventing something bigger and better coming into your life. When you learn to let go of the belongings that you're holding on to, that one, you do not like the reason for keeping it, the reason doesn't feel good in your body, and two, it does not serve a purpose any longer. When you learn to let these things go out of your home, you literally change the neural pathways and thoughts in your brain. You create room for new things to come in. This is when new possibilities start lining up at your door, literally. But you've got to let go of the old to make room for the new. It is simply impossible to create new results if you're attached to your old identity and stuff. And I know it's not easy. Going back to the examples I shared a minute ago, it's not easy to tackle all the things you've collected over the years. Going through your wardrobe, storage closets, drawers, cupboards, garage if you have one. But when my client Juliet tackled her home, a home that she had outgrown in an area, a city that she outgrown, it opened a new door for her. And she made a move from Chicago to Arizona. It's not easy to say goodbye to your ex's sweatshirt or like delete the text message thread on your phone. My client Layla, she was hanging onto a bunch of boxes of her ex's things in her garage. And through coaching, she got rid of them and attracted a new healthy relationship soon after. And she went a step further. She actually held a garage sale to let go of all her old belongings and then turn that space into an art studio. An artist is who she wanted to become. I used the examples of old journals. My client Heather realized that her old journals were full of stories from her past, sad stories. So she tossed those. And then a month later, she got a new job. This is what I'm talking about. This is real change and growth. Yes, it's about decluttering, moving on from your past, but it's also about creating a space that represents who you want to be and inviting bigger and better things into your life. A client of mine wanted to be a paid artist, but her supplies, her art supplies, were tucked away in the basement. That was something to look at. We had to clear space for her passion to come through. And so bringing her supplies to a common area challenged her in a good way to face head on who she wanted to be, a paid artist. And then guess what? She started selling paintings. So good. This is what I'm talking about. I want to bring up another example quickly. Here's a text message I received from a friend, actually, not a client. And this was just a few days ago, a friend who knows that decluttering is a tool I use with my clients, and I've actually helped her with it in the past. She texted me saying, I have all of these books, Shaina. I know it's way too many, and I do not like a lot of them, but I'm struggling to get rid of them. So I said to her, okay, why are you keeping books that you don't like? And this is where we get down to the root, the reason, right? What is the reason she's keeping it? Is it a reason from joy, or is it a reason from fear? So she says back to me, one, I feel like I gotta get my money's worth, with a puke emoji. Those are showing money limitations. Two, they're narratives I hate, but feel cultured by having the author on my bookshelf. 2 puke emojis. Now, we could definitely go deeper with this thought. Like, I could have gone back to her and said, okay, why is feeling cultured important to you? Or something along those lines. And it would have revealed even more to us. And then 3, she says, they're books I bought out of shame and deficiency thinking. I'm not good enough. Triple puke. Okay, so you get the picture. So good. When you release physical belongings that represent negative thought and emotion, you instantly feel liberated, lighter, and free. You make room for clarity to be born, space for new ideas, opportunities, people, places, and things to come into your life and move you in a direction you're excited about. Every item, you guys, in your living space, from a dress to a stapler, from a piece of art to a refrigerator magnet, holds meaning and energy. The meaning and energy you give it with your thoughts. You either have loving thoughts, like, oh my God, I love this thing so much. I use it all of the time. I love the way it looks. It makes my life so much easier. I can't imagine not having this. I appreciate it so much. It makes me so happy. Or you have icky, crappy thoughts that feel gross. I don't like it, but I have to keep it. I feel bad getting rid of it. I'm afraid of what she'll think if I toss it. I can't afford anything else. I never use it, but I've had it for so long. I don't know if I like it. Now, maybe this is all brand new to you. Maybe you've never actually really gone through your stuff in this way. Your closet, books, nightstands, kitchen gadgets, knickknacks, etc. But now you know. And this knowing is so powerful. Puts you in a position of a massive responsibility and power to change what's in your control. And it literally changes your awareness and your decision making. When you learn to make inspired decisions in your home, you can then do that out in the world, in your career, business, money, in your relationships. I see so many people, and I've said this before, I see so many people wanting to go out into the world and make all of these changes, but are paralyzed by indecision. They feel overwhelmed by their choices. They don't trust their own decision making. They're faced with fear and massive doubt, and they don't know how to break it. And it's like, yeah, if we can't make simple decisions in our home and we struggle to break the resistance with something like a book or a set of matches, we're not going to be able to do it out there, right? Which brings me to why I created this decluttering and mindset bootcamp. The real reason. Was it that people from different circles in my life kept wondering, Shaina, why the heck don't you have a program dedicated to decluttering? This is your jam. Perhaps. Was it because my 3 biggest passions in life are mindset coaching, decluttering, and home decor? Partly. But the real reason is because of what I've learned from working with my clients over the past few years. Many clients who first come into coaching are overthinkers. And the way I kind of define an overthinker, based on my experience, is somebody who easily gets lost in self-reflection, somebody who overthinks, overanalyzes, and overcomplicates, keeping them stuck in introspection and in their own head, somebody who doesn't trust their own decision making and second guesses like crazy because of the headiness, and somebody who struggles to take action because they're paralyzed with the confusion and overwhelm. A lot of times, mindset work and coaching these clients on how to change their thoughts actually does more harm than good, because they can actually get too heady with the mindset tools, and it causes them to feel even more overwhelmed and confused than when they started. And so the absolute best tool for these clients is decluttering their living space, hands down. 1, tackling your clutter gets you out of your head and into your life, taking real tangible action, not just sitting in overwhelm and doing nothing. 2, deciding what to keep, what brings you joy, and what to purge, what you don't like, teaches you how to connect to your true self and how to make quick, inspired decisions from love and joy. Letting go of your old belongings that no longer serve a purpose sheds you of your old identity and who you no longer want to be. It's the nitty-gritty of transformation that I'm talking about. 4, creating empty space is grieving your past. It's the discomfort of real change and transformation. And then finally, 5, sitting in that space is you making room for new ideas, possibilities, and results to come into your life. Guys, this is why your home is your biggest teacher and reset button for your future. Yes, you leave the boot camp with a clean, organized space that feels liberating and feels like you can finally breathe. This is a text I got from a client just the other day who simply started with her nightstand. That was it, just one action step. I teach the path of least resistance, so whatever area that might be. For her, it was her nightstand. And she said, already my thoughts are more clear. Yes. It's the direct correlation. Your stress level and anxiety decreases. Your ability to focus skyrockets and you become more productive because you're not exerting your energy onto clutter and using avoidance mechanisms. This is so important. When you feel overwhelmed with the big picture and tasks, in this case, your home and clutter, you easily fall into things like overeating, drinking, shopping, and watching TV. Anything to avoid taking action. We look at clutter, how much has to be done in our home, instant overwhelm. And then we buffer, or aka distract ourselves with things like eating, drinking, shopping, or watching TV. And we get stuck in a spin cycle. That overwhelm, not doing anything. So taking control of your home massively upgrades your quality of day-to-day life. Right? Anyway, I digress. Yes, you leave with a clean home and brain, but it's also about who you become in the process. The person who is taking control of their life. This isn't about waiting until something outside of you happens for your life to magically get better. This is about you facing your own personal baggage and claiming to the universe, I am serious and I am ready for change. I am ready to let go of who I no longer want to be, and I am ready for bigger and better things. You become this person, the person who's not f***ing around anymore, the person who makes quick, bold decisions in their life, the person who knows what they want and what they don't want, the person who's ready for what they deserve. And so if this is you, I invite you with open arms to join my Decluttering and Mindset Bootcamp. It's 6 weeks. We have weekly calls where I'll be teaching and coaching you guys every step of the way. I'm giving you the structure on how to go through your home from start to finish. So I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to celebrate your successes with you. And I'm going to coach you through any challenges and resistance you have along the way. So if you're ready to transform your mindset and external results through your home, you can sign up below and I'll see you in there.